Hi, and welcome to a new movie recap. Let's see how Hercule Poirot unveils another case in A Haunting in Venice. Enjoy! Venice, Italy, 1947, a city shrouded in mystery and intrigue. Hercule Poirot awakens from a restless nightmare. He's long retired from his illustrious detective career but finds no respite, as people continue to seek his unparalleled expertise in solving enigmatic puzzles. To safeguard him from the relentless pursuit of curious minds, Poirot is now accompanied by a vigilant bodyguard, Fatale Portfolio, a former police officer. On a chilling evening, an old friend, Ariadne Oliver, a struggling author whose recent works have met little success, approaches Poirot. She extends an invitation to a Halloween soirée at the opulent palazzo of the former opera diva, Rowena Drake. The main attraction of the evening is a séance to be conducted by the renowned medium, Joyce Reynolds, a figure known in the press as the unholy Mrs. Reynolds. Guided by Ariadne, Poirot and Vitali embark on a journey across the eerie Venetian canals to reach the palazzo. The mansion's ominous history comes to light through a group of children present, listening to a haunting tale of the palazzo's dark past. It's believed that in the grip of the plague, doctors and nurses abandoned orphan children within its walls, leading to the malevolent spirits haunting the palazzo. The dreadful curse, the children's vendetta, is said to mark its victims with a ghastly slash. Among these children is Leopold, taken care of by the housemaid, Olga Semenov, who prefers the company of Poe's macabre tales. Poirot and Ariadne cross paths with Rowena, and she confides in Ariadne that the previous year, she lost her daughter Alicia, in what appears to be a tragic suicide as she fell from the balcony. This tragedy has cast a sinister shadow over the palazzo, making it difficult for Rowena to sell the property. Dr. Leslie Ferrier, a nervous man, is Alicia's doctor, and he's also deeply affected by her loss. The séance commences, with the guests gathered in an eerie circle around Joyce, the medium. Tensions mount when Olga reveals that Alicia, before her untimely demise, was tormented by hallucinations of the deceased children. Joyce seems to channel Alicia's spirit, the mysterious typewriter keys tapping out her ethereal messages. Poirot astutely exposes the sham by uncovering a hidden assistant, Nicholas, Desdemona's half-brother, manipulating the typewriter from the chimney. A chilling presence engulfs the room as Joyce takes a disturbing turn, and the séance is disrupted by horrifying noises. She starts communicating with Rowena in what appears to be Alicia's voice, sending shivers down the guests' spines. Poirot, disquieted by the spectacle, attempts to leave, but an unknown assailant tries to drown him while bobbing for apples. Although Poirot narrowly escapes drowning, he is left unconscious. Vitali discovers him and a blood-curdling scream pierces the air. Outside, Joyce's body falls and is impaled on a statue's hand. As a relentless storm brews outside, locking the palazzo within its watery prison, the guests succumb to paranoia, suspecting an otherworldly force behind Joyce's death. Poirot takes charge, confining everyone within the palazzo's shadowy walls, convinced that a murderer lurks among them. With Ariadne by his side, he begins the daunting task of interrogating the suspects, unraveling a chilling tale that defies logic. A critical discovery is made when they stumble upon a missing stuffed rabbit, Baba, that belonged to Alicia, heightening the sense of unease. Poirot's interviews first lead him to Olga, and then to Dr. Ferrier, a haunted soul burdened by his past as a witness to the horrors of Bergen-Belsen during the war. Astonishingly, Poirot begins to experience haunting visions in the bathroom, where Alicia's ghost materializes in the mirror. Leopold, the solitary child, discloses to Poirot that he hears the voices of the ghostly children. The enigmatic siblings, Nicholas and Desdemona, offer their accounts separately. They share their past as Romani refugees seeking passage to America and reveal that they might have crossed paths with Joyce, hinting at a possible altercation. When Desdemona attempts to escape and attacks Vitali, Olga intervenes. The ringing telephone in the foyer prompts Poirot and Vitali to answer, only to encounter eerie silence on the other end. Poirot's spectral encounters persist as he believes he glimpses one of the ghost children, but the apparition vanishes upon Ariadne's call. This spectral mystery is deepened when Leopold also insists on hearing the childlike singing. Their search for the source leads them to the basement, a place that Rowena previously claimed didn't exist. Descending into the shadows, they stumble upon a concealed room, bearing the cryptic inscription, Dottore, further entwining them in the haunting web of the children's vendetta. Dr. Ferrier's panic attack is a pivotal moment, exacerbated when Maxime confronts him, resulting in a violent altercation that ends in a near tragedy, with Ferrier nearly killing Maxime before Leopold's intervention. Dr. Ferrier is isolated in the music room, with Poirot holding the sole key. A fragmented photograph in Maxime's possession hints at the unresolved enigma of Alicia. Maxime, Alicia's former fiancé, discloses that he had been forced to break off their engagement due to Rowena's vehement disapproval. Alicia's desperate attempts to appease her mother's wishes weigh heavily on his conscience. Poirot deciphers an encoded message from Maxime's invitation, revealing the word apple. The connection between Ariadne and the apple she brought to Poirot's home is uncloaked. Confronting Ariadne and Fatale, Poirot discerns their intricate conspiracy with Joyce to lure him to the palazzo. Fatale, having pulled Alicia from the canal after her death and investigated the case, possessed intimate knowledge of the palazzo's secrets. Ariadne sought to exploit Poirot's inability to unravel the ghostly riddle as fodder for her next literary masterpiece. As the truth unfolds, Desdemona bursts into the room, urging Poirot to hasten to the music room. There, they discover Dr. Ferrier's lifeless body, the knife's cruel embrace still gripping him. Leopold's world shatters as he beholds the gruesome sight. After the guests disperse, Olga shares a disquieting revelation with Poirot. She discloses that Rowena was a constant presence in Alicia's life before her tragic end, but peculiar voices emanated from Alicia's room before her death, casting a sinister shadow over the palazzo. Poirot's investigation takes an uncanny turn as he pores over photographs of Alicia, noticing an eerie figure of a young girl resembling one of the spectral children. A peculiar flower in the photograph raises questions. As Poirot stoops to pick up a fallen teacup, a serendipitous discovery of the other half of Maxime's torn photograph reveals a startling image of himself and Alicia. Gathering the remaining guests, Poirot unveils the disconcerting truth. The elusive murderer is none other than Rowena herself, a femme fatale steeped in the sinister secrets of her garden. She extracted a hallucinogenic honey from the garden's rhododendrons, a diabolical elixir that entrapped Alicia in a waking nightmare, blurring the line between reality and illusion. This tainted honey had compelled Alicia to see apparitions of the phantom children, and it was the same honey that, unbeknownst to Poirot, he had ingested with his tea, plunging him into a realm of spectral illusions. Olga, desperate to pacify Alicia's torment, unwittingly administered a fatal overdose of the toxic honey, culminating in the young woman's tragic demise. Rowena, masking her sinister intent, disposed of Alicia's lifeless body in the canal, cunningly staging it as a suicide. As Poirot peels back the layers of the mystery, Rowena's dark secrets emerge. Learning that she was being blackmailed, she suspected either Joyce or Dr. Ferrier. Rowena had taken her malevolent vengeance further by attempting to drown Poirot, under the mistaken belief that he was Joyce, as he wore her mask and robe. Her true malevolence was laid bare when she pushed Joyce to her death from the balcony, marking her back with the dreaded children's vendetta, mirroring the gruesome fate she had imposed upon Alicia. The macabre deaths of the guests further unfolded, with Rowena coercing Dr. Ferrier into a tragic act of self-destruction, threatening Leopold's life to bend him to her sinister will. Confronted with her heinous crimes, Rowena makes a desperate escape, but Poirot is in relentless pursuit. As they stand on the balcony, a blinding flash of lightning reveals a spectral apparition of Alicia, who, in an otherworldly twist, exacts a chilling retribution. Rowena is plunged into the dark waters of the canal, meeting a fittingly eerie end. The morning sun emerges, dispelling the spectral shadows that had gripped the palazzo. Guests depart, and Poirot and Ariadne share a poignant farewell, seemingly parting ways forever. Olga offers comfort to the grieving Leopold, adopting him as her own. As Poirot returns to his sanctuary, his faith in the unfathomable is somewhat restored. A visitor approaches, seeking his extraordinary skills to unveil the mysteries of a family tragedy. Poirot, ever the indomitable detective, takes on this new enigma, deducing from subtle details that the family doctor is implicated in the hope of securing a malevolent inheritance. The great detective, ever enigmatic himself, embarks on a new quest, continuing to unravel the mysteries that lay hidden beneath the surface of the human psyche. Thank you for watching. Tell us your opinion about the story. Subscribe and like to help the channel bring more movies recaps.